If your Etsy shop isn't making any sales, I want to tell you something important right up front. It's not the platform's fault, it's not just the algorithm, and it's not because your products aren't good enough. After building my own shop to nearly $1 million and over 40,000 sales, and after auditing many other sellers' shops, I've seen the same problem come up again and again. In new shops, in shops that have been open for years, at every level. Today, I'm walking you through 5 mistakes that keep most Etsy shops from making sales. Not surface level tips, not add more tags advice, the real problems and what you should do about them. Before we get started, I want to be honest about something. When I first started on Etsy, I made most of these mistakes myself. My shop didn't take off because I was naturally talented or lucky. It took off the moment I stopped doing what felt right to me and started paying attention to what the data was actually telling me. That shift from opinion to evidence changed everything. So let's talk about where most shops go wrong. Mistake number 1, creating from preference and not from research. It's the most common reason Etsy shops struggle, and one of the hardest to admit because it means separating yourself from the work. Most sellers open a shop and list what they love making and what they think looks great, what they would personally buy. And while that may seem like the natural starting point, the market doesn't care about your opinion. What the market cares about is what it's already searching for, already buying, and already willing to spend money on. Successful Etsy shops are built on data, not personal preference. That means looking at what is actually selling before you create. It means understanding what keywords real buyers are using to search. It means studying what price points are converting and what types of listings are getting clicks in your space. Your job as an Etsy seller is not to make something you love and hope someone buys it. Your job is to understand what your customers actually want and then make that beautifully. The moment I started leading with research instead of personal taste, everything changed. Mistake number 2, you don't truly know your customer. Most sellers can describe their products in detail. Very few can describe their customers. And there is a massive difference between selling a product and solving someone's problem. Here's what I mean. I sold printable party decor, but I was never really selling printable party decor. I was selling stressed moms an easier birthday party. I was selling them time back. I was selling them the confidence that their celebration would look beautiful without hours of work. That shift, understanding what your customer is trying to accomplish, changes everything about how you build your shop. It changes what products you create. It changes how you write your titles and your tags and your description. It changes what you show in your photos. When you know the problem your customer is trying to solve, every decision becomes clearer. Ask yourself, what does my customer need help with? What are they worried about when they sit down to search what I sell? What outcome are they hoping for? Answer those questions honestly, and then build your shop around those answers, not around the product you want to create. Mistake number 3, you're focused on a niche and not a customer. This one surprises a lot of sellers because niching down is one of the most commonly repeated advice in the Etsy space. And there is truth to it, but the advice is almost always misapplied. The mistake isn't focusing. The mistake is focusing on a category and not a person. I sold in the party space. If I had locked myself into the birthday party niche and nothing else, I would have stayed narrowly focused on one type of product, and I would have been missing the bigger opportunity right in front of me. Instead, I thought about my customer. My customer wasn't just someone planning a party. She was a woman in her 20s or 30s going through an entire chapter of life celebrations. A bridal shower, then a wedding, then a baby shower, then a baby's first birthday, then a second birthday. She needed decor for every single one of those moments. So I built my shop around her life, not a single event type. And that decision meant the same customer came back to my shop again and again for years. She bought her bridal shower decor from me, then her wedding, then her baby shower, then her daughter's first birthday. I wasn't just a shop that she found once. I became the shop that she turned to for every celebration in her life. Your shop should be cohesive, but cohesion isn't staying in one product category. It's about consistently serving the same person across multiple moments and multiple years. Find your customer and think about how you can consistently serve that customer as their life evolves. That's where real, sustainable revenue comes from. Mistake number 4. You're making it too hard for customers to buy. Simple sells. This is one of the most underappreciated truths in e-commerce. Every extra decision you ask your customer to make is a reason they might not complete the purchase. Decision fatigue is real. And on Etsy, where a customer can click away from a listing in seconds, friction kills sales. I see shops offering 40 color variations, 15 size options, and lengthy customization forms. And while it might feel like you're giving customers more of what they want, what you're actually doing is making them work too hard to actually buy. Keep your options simple. 4 or 5 core choices, clear, obvious decisions. The easier the transaction, the more likely it completes, and the more sales you make. Now, simple doesn't mean limited, it means intentional. One of the decisions that made a meaningful difference in my own shop was combining different product types, digital downloads along print-on-demand products. A customer would come in for my printable party decorations, and right there in the same shop, she could also buy the matching wall tapestry. She got a complete set, and I got a higher order value per customer. Don't be afraid to combine digital print-on-demand and handmade items in the same shop, as long as they serve the same customer. Used correctly, combining product types is one of the most effective ways to increase revenue without needing to increase traffic. Mistake number 5, you're copying successful shops instead of studying them. I believe success leaves clues, and I want every seller watching this to study successful shops, but I don't want you to copy them. Here's why copying doesn't work. The shops at the top of Etsy's search results have been there for years. They have thousands of reviews, deeply established search rankings, loyal customers, and credibility that took a long time to build. A new shop that tries to recreate what they're selling will never catch them, because you're starting a race that somebody else finished years ago. You cannot beat an established shop by playing their game. What you can do is understand exactly why that shop is winning and use those same principles to build something of your own. When I studied successful shops, I wasn't looking at what they sold. I was looking at how they positioned their products, what problems their titles suggested customers were searching for, what their reviews revealed the customers valued the most, and where I could see gaps that they hadn't addressed. That information is available to every Etsy seller who's willing to look past the product and ask the right questions. The goal is not to follow the leaders. The goal is to learn from them. And then go build something that serves your customer in a way that they haven't yet. Before we go to the next steps, one more thing. And this one is less of a mistake, more of a standard. Building a successful Etsy shop takes real, sustained effort. Listing quality matters, but listing quantity matters just as much. A shop with a handful of listings, no matter how well crafted, is still working with a very small surface area. More listings, more products, more consistent effort means more opportunities for the right customer to find you at exactly the right moment. Treat your Etsy shop like a real business, because that's exactly what it is. The sellers who see the real results are the ones who show up and do the work consistently, not just when it feels easy. Now you've heard the 5 mistakes, and if you've been nodding along, you probably already recognize 1 or 2 of them in your shop. But knowing these mistakes exist is only the first step. The harder part is figuring out which ones are actually holding your shop back, because they won't apply equally to every seller, and where you focus first matters. That's exactly what my Audit Your Etsy Shop Like a $1 Million Seller workbook is designed to help you with. It walks you through a self-assessment of your own shop so you can identify clearly where you're leaving sales on the table and what to prioritize first. It's completely free. The link to download is in the description. And if you'd rather have expert eyes on your shop directly, I also offer personal one-on-one Etsy Shop Audits, where I review your entire shop, we connect on a 20-minute video call, and I follow up with a detailed PDF that includes a full audit overview and a specific prioritized action plan built around your shop and your results. No generic advice. Everything is tailored to you. That link is in the description as well if that feels like the right next step. Everything I've shared in this video has come from real experience, building a shop from zero to nearly $1 million. And from studying what actually separates the shops that grow from the ones that stay stuck. The path to consistent sales on Etsy is not a secret. It's a system, and it starts with getting these 5 things right. If this was helpful, give this video a like and subscribe. There's a lot more coming. I'll see you in the next one.